When it comes to earning a living, most people live on one of three levels: survival, comfort, or freedom. This is not only about money, it is about mindset, because before a person can change their income, they must first change their awareness. You cannot improve what you do not understand. You cannot move forward if you do not know where you stand. The first step toward freedom is not a raise or a new job, it is awareness. Level 1: Survival. Survival is the lowest stage of living. It is when every dollar already has a destination: rent, bills, food, fuel, everything is planned. Before it arrives, you earn, you spend, and you start again. People at this level work harder than anyone, but they work only to stay, even not to move ahead. Life feels like a treadmill. You are moving but not advancing. Every week begins again with the same routine, and deep down you know something is missing. You are surviving but not truly living. There is no shame in survival. Every successful person begins there, but the danger is staying there too long, because if survival becomes your belief, it turns into a cage made of habits of scarcity and fear. Even if you gave a survival thinker double their income without changing their mindset, they would lose it again, because the problem is not money, it is awareness. The only way out of survival is to stop working only for today and start working for tomorrow. Start trading hours for learning, not only for money. In survival, your mind is always on the urgent, the bills, the rent, the due dates, but growth demands focus on the important, the skills, the habits, the knowledge that build a better tomorrow. The moment you say, I am done just surviving, everything begins to shift. You stop asking, how can I get by, and start asking, how can I get better? That question opens doors no paycheck ever could. Survival is the classroom, not the home. When the lesson is learned, it is time to graduate. Level 2: Comfort. Comfort feels like progress. The bills are paid. There is a little extra, maybe a better car or a trip, some peace of mind. It feels like success after struggle, but comfort has a hidden cost. It dulls your hunger. It whispers you have made it, and if you listen too long, you stop growing. Comfort is not bad, but it is dangerous, because it feels good enough. It replaces ambition with maintenance. It changes what is next into why bother. You stop dreaming, you stop reaching, you start protecting what you have instead of building what you could become. Comfort is a plateau that slowly turns into a slope. One day you look up and realize you have been standing still while life kept moving. Remember, survival takes your time, but comfort takes your fire. It makes life easier, but it makes you softer. You trade your drive for peace, but peace without progress becomes prison. To rise beyond comfort, you must reignite your hunger. Remember why you started. The goal was never enough. The goal was growth. Ask yourself again, how can I serve more people? How can I create more value? How can I multiply what already works? Comfort can be a resting place or a launching pad. The difference is purpose. If you use comfort as fuel, it becomes power. If you treat it as the finish line, it becomes a cage. Level 3: Freedom. Freedom is the level most people dream about, but few design for. It is when you no longer trade time for money. Your ideas, your systems, and your investments start working for you. You still work, but now it is a choice, not a necessity. That is the difference. Freedom is not about quitting work. It is about choosing your work. It is waking up with purpose, not pressure. Freedom is when your efforts start earning even while you rest. It is when your life starts serving you, not the other way around. But real freedom is not escape, it is control. Control of your time, your choices, and your attention. Many people have money, but very few have time. Freedom begins with leverage. When you learn how to make your results multiply beyond your personal effort, your hands have limits, but your ideas do not. A system, a product, or a team can keep producing even when you are not there. Leverage is not about using people, it is about empowering people so that everyone wins. True leverage turns effort into multiplication. Survival is limited by energy. Comfort is limited by imagination. Freedom is limited only by design. When you design your life around growth, service, and systems, you step into a life that expands even when you rest. The philosophy behind it all. Each level is built on a different belief. Survival says I have to. Comfort says I can. Freedom says I choose to. Survival focuses on getting by. Comfort focuses on staying stable. Freedom focuses on becoming better. Your income will always follow your philosophy. Two people can live in the same world, but one thrives while the other struggles, because one grows their mind and the other does not. You do not earn freedom, you grow into it. You become the kind of person freedom belongs to. Start today. Feed your mind more than your fears. Surround yourself with people who talk about ideas and vision, not gossip and doubt. Read, learn, stretch until your old thinking cannot hold your new vision. When your mind expands, your world follows. That is the real transformation, from surviving to living to leading. The responsibility of freedom. Freedom is not the end, it is the beginning. Once you have time, you must decide how to use it. Once you have money, you must decide how to manage it. Once you have influence, you must decide how to serve with it. Freedom reveals character, because if you gain wealth without wisdom, you lose both. True freedom is not doing whatever you want, it is doing what is right because you want to. It is living with intention. The highest use of freedom is not luxury, it is legacy, helping others rise, teaching, mentoring, giving. That is when success turns into significance. Never forget gratitude. Gratitude keeps freedom grounded. It reminds you of where you started and how far you have come. Freedom is not a destination, it is a responsibility to keep growing, to keep giving, to keep leading, because the greatest wealth is not what you earn, it is who you become.